get in. This is of Barbara Guest. Bird shadow crossing the room, leave the outdoors. Against it, the tree casting language upon the screen, right in default. But upon these lines one could scarcely or scarcely now conduct a life. One weeping about an imaginary fall from a bicycle. Regard. There are no shadows. How somber it is. A deep red glaze through maple leaves. Glazed the sexual estuary, used to which I attached the poem name, a white pen. Each vowel replaces a wall. Selective engineering architectural submissiveness. The further moment draped over the head. There's one that I like a lot, and I always forget which one it is. This is of Sina Kiera. Suddenly swing hammers, they say this. It is. But what is truth? Fat? Body? Idea? Now she sits by her memory of meadow, forlorn, shoeless, all mine on a cell phone. Quaint, at least that is my dream of her. Useful domesticity, such hopeful electronics, expressways, burying them, severing views. No cars, you can check your pulse, let your hair grow, take less recourse. Lashed, that moment, prolonged, melancholic haze, and nowhere untouched. Nature, sing on the earth, half immersed. I'm actually going to cheat and go to this one. I want to read the last poem in this book called Joys. It's Joys because of Joyce. When I was reading through Ulysses for the second time, actually my first book, Proteus, was my complete frustration with reading Ulysses without any companion. Just delving right into it. The only way I found I could actually read it is by writing alongside of it. So you understanding by actually participating in meaning, by acting out meaning, by being reflection. You know, paint splatters on the wall. This book was, that's this book. Writing this, like being, tied to a tree, unbecoming. As one unties the aftermath, birds rest in a bloodbath, and the birds are silence. This voice to sing with. You who are my bird song. And I'm actually going to retitle the page of the longest poem. Joys. I read the title page. How's time? 3 more books. Excellent. Let's start from the beginning. I'll read from Orr. This was the complete appropriation of my encyclopedia. I mean, the back here, you could just sit, how many people are actually taking on, all kinds of people. Doctors, even philosophers, mathematicians, all kinds of people. 1. The book is the work of the book. 5. In the beginning was the Word. He bore his threefold soul in his hand. His poems singing theses. Even winds will shy away from their dust. His subjects swell with sighs, street noises, loving sleigh. We look and we see requiem, no poetry before hours. An insane who clip you and store you. Ping, 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 throstle whistle, every glistening leaf. A limb. Who looks? Who falls into the water? One's own language leafing through lips like angelic leaves. And you, look at how quiet the world is. The names on the bark rubbed off. I don't want to express it in words. The decalogue of the hurls and devouring his own loves. Lord, sometimes when I'm sick and I read, I sound like I'm back home in New York. Can you tell? Can you tell? I want everyone in dialogue. I want to try to get it. I don't know if I can do it. And when we come back on, I can't do it. It's this thing. 8. When we come back, we're floating on the brilliance of the going on, the loneliness, climbing or falling. No one would say which happiness is. Do you hear? Oh, in my way, I cut down. Now we're senseless. And in half a second, a sphere, 186. This new pen hardly works at all. That singing the streets, or was it screams? When I meant fault, is he watching? Is it expired space? And what is I? I love for my eye. And what is the word that stands for these things? Or lines from themselves, if this is William Blake, the wryness, the harmed who will not harm. But war too is dead. It is as the locust is dead. And this is the poem I've chosen, in the wildness of it all context. Siam, asleep next to the music which renders mind from its lone eye, a voice sobbing, the way the saved look down the dams, calling attention, calling. Recall nothing at the end of loneliness. The loop meaning safety, meaning me too. 2 breaths, 2 patterns of echoes. And this is the first poem I'll read tonight. 46. Unworldly and self-effacing. Shadows sliding on the verge in smooth translation. The root of a wild herring, and the one with a shaky plow. No, thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Steve. Thank you. I'm going to do this here in front of you. I want to be in your face. Something very strange happened this year. And this, you know what synchronicity is? When things just happen at the same time and you notice. You notice 2 things that nothing really other happen. Right at the right time. At the exact right. This is when you know that you should be paying attention to something big. About 10 years ago, Em started a project called Heraclidean Pride. Was it called that from the beginning? For 10 years, he's been keeping it in a drawer. It's been percolating. He didn't know what to do with it. Then he found me. I've known Em for a long time. Em and I have we have a very strange relationship. Everything that happens between us is, I consider synchronicity. There's always something. It just happened today with the Thai food. We always go for Thai food because as soon as we say what should eat, see a Thai food. That's the kind of synchronicity I'm thinking. And he gave this book, and it's a problematic book because, well, number one, I'm not academic, nor is Em an academic. And this book is, I would call it as a subtitle, against academics, or against academic interpretation of Greek philosophy, or even Heraclides specifically philosophy. When M sent this out to be reviewed, one of the reviewers sent back and said, I cannot review this book because it goes it's against everything that I stand for as an academic, and I don't want to, I don't want to make my colleagues angry because I'm putting a name on this book. And basically says in this book that what the scholars have done to Heraclitus' fragments now, understanding of the logos and flux, is completely out of context. Towing the line, you say, scholars are towing blind, where they should be stepping over it and destroying that line. But as an academic, you don't want to do that because you don't offend anyone. I took this book because it does exactly that. It is offensive, and it is offensive to scholars and the academics. And it is an offense to pure reason. It's necessary. It's necessary. Someone was telling me today, I'm sorry this is so long, but I'm just thrilled about talking about it. This is the easiest way to explain the book. There's a bumper sticker, and you told me today, that says it all. The bumper sticker says, question authority. Now, some authority is telling you to question authority. This book is the bumper sticker saying, question authority. I think. Oh, I know. I think this man, lawyers, and then yeah, other things.
Thank you, Mr. LMA. And I'm very happy to be here. I'll put it here. I'd like